How's it going, everyone? This is Bailey again with Rogers Performance Marine. We wanted to show you one of the coolest boats that we've got in, which is Lund's biggest, baddest boat they've got. It's the 2024 Lund 2275 Baron. This is everything that Lund can pack into a boat. Like I say, it's the biggest thing they offer, probably one of the nicest aluminum fish boats on the market. Few things to talk about really quick. This boat's almost 23 feet in length. It's 22 feet 9 inches, I believe. You've got inside up to 10-foot rod storage, has a massive 70-gallon fuel tank, so you can be on the lake as long as you need without having to worry about it. You can put 12 of your friends in there, 12 fishing buddies, whoever you want to bring. It's got a lot of room inside the cockpit, very comfortable seating arrangement. And then my favorite part about it, we ordered this with the new Mercury V10. It's the 400 horsepower version. You can get it in a 350, but something like this, we went ahead and put max horsepower on it, which is the 400. We did package it with the Mercury 15 horsepower Pro kicker. That kicker motor is a fuel injected 4-stroke, so both motors should just be turnkey, ready to roll. No need to worry about carburation or anything like that. So since we just got this in, this is probably one of the only Barons you're going to find available on the West Coast right now. So we want to take some time to show you the changes for 2024, and then also just show you what the Baron has to offer. Like I said, it's it is Lund's biggest boat they've got. You don't see a lot of them. You don't see a lot at dealers, but man, when you put them on the lake, there's a reason that these boats stand out. I mean, they're great for your big lakes, like getting out in Lake Michigan, whether you're fishing from it, using it for leisure cruising, or even some tow sports. It can do a little bit of everything. Couple things on the outside of the boat. We always order when we order in the Barons with the upgraded trailer just to kind of finish off the package. So it's got the diamond plated fenders, the new wheel package for 2024, and then a few other things like roller style load guides, spare tire, breakaway tongue. So when you're putting this in the garage, you got a little bit more room for storage. It's also got transom straps on the back, the boat buckle style, so they're quick and easy to use and get out of your way. A package like this, we are always going to load it up. So from the electronics to the motors, trailers, and canvas, it's got a little bit of everything. So first, let's walk over to the motor so you can see these things. Then we'll hop up inside and show you the rest of the boat. All right, so again, at the back of the boat, to kind of go over the motors, first, like I mentioned, we've got the 15 horsepower Mercury Pro kicker. So this is an electric start motor. It's got power tilt and trim. And then again, really important, it is the fuel injected 4-stroke. So when you start talking those 9.9s and 15 kickers, you see a lot of carbureted kicker motors that when you change altitude, you go from sea level up to mountain lakes. You worry about carb adjustment and then just the finicky carburetors in general. No more of that on this. Just like your car should just be turnkey and ready to go. All controls are done up at the helm, at the driver's seat, from starting it, raising it, lowering it, shifting it, and then controlling your throttle, of course. Going over to the big motor, like I say, this is as big as you can get. It's Mercury's new V10. We see some dealers put 300s and 350s on them, which they do push it okay. But a boat like this, you're already going all out with the boat itself. Might as well make sure it's got all the power to support it. Still has the advanced midsection from Mercury, so you do have the power that you want, but the advanced midsection keeps the vibration very, very minimal so that the control at the helm is very comfortable. You've got the power to get up and go, haul skiers, tubers, whatever you'd like, but it's still comfortable to drive. Doesn't feel like it's shaking the boat. Another cool thing to talk about on this 400 is the Revolution X prop that comes with it. Giant 25 pitch prop. That's what you need to spin behind something with this much power. It's stainless steel. It's going to get this boat pushing in the mid 50s at our altitude. Most of our lakes right here, we're going to be 5,000 feet and above. So to be able to get a big boat like that that's pushing it loaded down with gear, that prop's what you need to have. Couple little things, you've got boarding ladder, standard on this boat, the transom straps that I talked about. Little things that you don't really notice on the boat that are convenient to have when you're getting to the lake, your wife and kids or friends are helping you get the boat prepped. All they need to do is simply press the release button on here and get this out of the way, just kind of like your seat belt in your car. Then when you're done at the end of the day, simply lock it on and you're good to go. So you're not dealing with any ratchet straps that you've got to throw in the back of the truck or worry about losing. So not really a whole lot more to talk about on the outside of the boat. Where this boat's really going to set itself apart is inside the boat and, of course, on the water. So let's climb up inside and show you what it's got. All right, so now we're in the cockpit. Like I say, this is probably one of the coolest parts of the entire boat. Very, very spacious, ton of room for everyone you want to bring on board. Like I mentioned earlier, you can have up to 12 people on this boat. One of the few fish boats that you can actually do that. A few things to show you in the cockpit. So up front, like I say, when we're talking a boat of this magnitude, we're gonna always load it up. So for the driver and then your passenger, whether it's a fishing buddy or your wife, we've got the upgraded suspension chairs. So you can dial these into your exact weight. So when you're coming across rough water, this boat's already gonna handle that really well, but the seats are just gonna make it that much more plush and comfortable. Moving back a hair, we ordered this with a total of 3 ProRide seats with air ride pedestals, and these are all removable, so we can take and lift these up, and I can move it to the back of the boat. I can put it up in the bow, or if I'm just out with 2 or 3 guys, I can take and just open up this cockpit and have a very, very large fishing area. That way, we can all move around without having to, worry about stepping over seats or, like I say, any of your gear. You're going to have a lot of room. Obviously, the majority of room is going to be designed for your fishing tackle. So you're going to have locking rod storage, port and starboard side. So you can fit a few rods in there or some gear. Port side has the same thing to offer. One of the cool things with this boat is its massive rod locker. So if you're taking the family out and you're going and doing some water sports, skiing, tubing, or just cruising around, you can actually get the rod holder section pulled out of the way, use it to stow some tubes, life jackets, or water sports equipment. Obviously, this is a fish boat primarily made for fishing, so you can fit a bunch of rods in here, up to 10-foot rods too. A lot of room, so you're not tying up anything, you're not snagging on other rods, and then it's locking also to keep people out of it if you're going to leave it in the slip or in your marina. Up in the bow here, I'm going to move the seat out of the way so you guys can see it a little bit better. Excuse me, not the bow, up in the cockpit. We went with Mercury Smart Craft Gauge, pretty standard option with a motor like this. It's something you want to have that's going to give you good monitoring for the motor itself. One really cool feature, you don't necessarily have to get the 400 to get this, but the new DTS control box looks a lot nicer. So this is electronic throttle and shift on the 400 standard Gen 2 Mercury control box for the kicker motor itself. With this new control box, you've got active trim already engaged. You can start and stop from the control box, engage neutral only from the control box. And then you can't see it in the video. You can't really experience it until you get on the water. But the shift, smooth as butter, throttle response and throttle control, very, very nice, just like what you'd see in the newer cars today. Another change they made for 2024 is going to be your control panel here. It's on a digital platform, so instead of having a bunch of buttons coming across here, all is run off this Lund keypad, and then you've got access to your horn and an ignition for both motors. So they took and kind of redesigned this, made it look really, really nice, a lot more modern. Love the way that it looks on there. We do have this package with a Humminbird Helix 10 with mega side imaging. That's not mounted right now. That's something we typically mount after the purchase has been made, just in case somebody wants to upgrade into maybe the Solix or Apex series. But the way they've laid out this console, I can very, very easily fit a 10-inch fish finder there. We have gone up to 12s, but the 10 seems like it's the nicest fitting unit that goes right in there. Good spot for your phone. Just very, very well laid out cockpit there. On the port side, for your passenger side, they've done a really, really good job here. You've got cup holders for your passenger, and then cup holders that your people with you in the back can also access. Very nice glove box. This is locking, very deep. It's got a 12-volt US or a 12-volt outlet in it, so you can charge your phones. You can charge your Minn Kota Ultera remote, and then keep all your valuables in there. And then they went ahead and added this under console drawer to it. I like it. It's very well finished. It's got some like grip tape in the bottom of it, so your stuff isn't going to slide around in there. Again, it's another locking storage compartment, so you can put, whether it's tackle or it's just valuables, phone, wallet, keys, stuff like that, and not have to worry about it in there. All right, last thing before we actually move up into the bow. I didn't really get to show you very well in the video, but what they've done back here in the transom area. So, of course, you've got your rear live well. This boat is going to have 2, one in the bow, one in the transom area. It does have a live well divider, so you can keep the fish away from each other if need be. In the back, you've got cup holders, tool holders. You're going to have storage accessible under your seats, dual battery switch in the back for both of the batteries that we're going to run on this. You got quick pocket storage for your passengers back here to put some of their things in. And then if you want, like I say, if you want this to be a full casting platform, you've got a nice big deck to fish out on. We ordered this one with the washdown station, so that's going to be located right here. Brings water in from the lake, so you can spray off your back deck, you can clean off your fish, and then you can just clean out the boat at the end of the day to keep something like this nice and looking good. So yeah, let's move to the front of the boat and show you what's offered up there. All right, so now up in the bow here, I'm kind of a short guy, so I might make this look a little bit bigger than it is, but this is still a very, very nice size bow. Whether you're going to use it to lay out in, so you can see we ordered this one with the bow cushion set. So you've got a cushion for the port and the starboard side with a backrest. So if the wife or the kids want to lay out while you're out fishing the back, you've got a nice spot to do that. Cup holders that are easily accessible to make it very comfortable. But you know, in our area, we do a lot of multi-species fishing. So some days we're trolling for trout, trolling for salmon. Other days we're bass fishing. And I do have a nice big platform up here that I can fish in the bow, and then our other fishing partners can fish back in the cockpit. I think it'd be very, very easy to fish two guys out of the bow of this without any problem. Let's talk about more features in the bow. I'll get this bow cushion out of the way and to show you how much room's exactly in here. With that cushion out of the way, like you say, a giant platform. You've got access to cooler storage in here. You know, it comes standard with the Coleman cooler. Whenever we sell a boat like this, we're probably going to put something like a Yeti in it, something a little nicer. Bow storage can be locking if you want it to be. Storage up in the bow. Then they've got the line storage compartments too, so you're not going to worry about all your stuff in there getting soaking wet. Port bow storage. We've got the cover in it and the fish finder in it right now, so it's really hard to see just how large this is with what we've got in it, but we've got a lot of gear in there to give you an idea. Front live well. So this boat's going to have two live wells, one in the at the transom and then one up in the bow. Bow storage nets, both sides, so you can put quick grab items if you got plano boxes with fishing gear, life jackets, towels, ropes, stuff like that. And then up on the bow, we put the biggest trolling motor you can get, which is the Minn Kota Ulterra 36 volt. And it does have the mega side imaging. So you can run side imaging, down imaging, and of course US2 sonar from the bow. Battery storage, you can fit all three batteries in there, nice and clean. Very, very well laid out. Like I say, it's Lund's flagship model. They put everything into it. Between this and the Pro V, I don't think they could have came out with two nicer boats. So now hopefully our service department's going to get this ready for us so we can prep it, and then watch out for the next video so we can show you how this thing does on the water.